Hello.
What's up?
Hello, Mario.
Joey.
How you doing?
Living the dad life.
Yeah, man, you look different.
I do. It's the beard.
Right. You didn't have a beard before.
I just had the goatee
And you used to always wear hats.
and hats. Yeah. I mean, I still wear hats, but yeah, it's the wife likes the beard. You know, happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick. Sorry.
It's all right.
Fucking forgot I have a fucking fan on. Son of a bitch. Making all this fucking extra noise.
Yeah.
And then
I had to lock myself in the room, make sure that the mother-in-law didn't come in and start like, "Hey, do you want breakfast?" I'm in a meeting.
I'm in a meeting, exactly. Yeah, I wore this hat for a reason.
Yeah, LRG.
But do you recognize the color?
The color B for boy.
Yeah.
It just needs the red lettering.
Right. I wore that on purpose.
Nice.
Just to make it like a homage to the old days.
A throwback.
Yeah, throwback. Because I gave that hat to Goodwill. You guys gave me so much shit for it.
I didn't give you shit for it.
You
Jimmy gave you shit for it.
Jimmy did?
Jimmy was the one who started the B for boy.
Okay.
Because remember when we used to hang out during lunch and then you'd show up, hands in pocket, and he's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
And me? I would show up like that?
Huh?
I would say that?
Yeah, he's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" Like, the Dumb and Dumber thing. Except,
got it.
Drinking Slurpees or whatever.
Right.
But as soon as you'd show up, Jimmy, what's that beef stand for? Boy?
Right.
And then ever since then, it got kind of caught on, and then we made that video with Ryan,
right,
in your room.
Yeah, you were there.
What for the B for boy?
You helped me make the video.
Yeah, me and Ryan were both there, and
that's right. You were in it. It was you and him.
Yeah, because I was the one who said, "What's that B stand for, boy?"
Right.
And then Ryan laughed. And then you said, "Hold on." And then I told you, "All right, when you edit it, make it look like you're spinning so it transforms."
Wow. I don't remember any of that. I wish I had that video.
Really? I could have sworn you had it up with Chris Kills.
No, I don't. I have no, I don't. Which is crazy because did you ever see that Adam interview I did?
Yeah, I saw it.
The video?
Yeah, I saw it.
So he told me, I didn't even know. Like right now, you're telling me about this. I forgot about it. But he was telling me about how I gave him a disc of all those videos on it, and he just threw it away. But I don't know why I've been looking through all my shit. I can't find shit. But I pulled the hard drive from that computer that I did all that shit on. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's all on there. But I need to find something that I can transfer that into my Mac where it could be just I'm sure it's on there.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot we randomly showed up, and then you had said, "Hey guys, you want to record a video?" And so, well, what is it going to be about? And then kind of thought about it, and you said, "Hey, what about B for boy?" And like, let's make it like Clerks, all black and white.
That was the original edit.
Yeah, the original.
I ended up making color, right?
I think it only turned color after you transformed.
Oh my gosh, you're right. How the fuck do I not remember this shit? I'm glad you're here.
I'm telling you, like, when we were texting and I told you, like, anytime anything happened between all of us, mm-hmm. you were part of it either intentionally or unintentionally.
I think it's just because of you and because that's what I've been since we've been texting this past year. I've been thinking back, and I can't remember the first time I met you. Do you remember the first time we met? We've been entwined for a while because you saw all the houses I've been in. Like I moved a couple times, and you were in all of them. You came to all of them.
All right. Well, the one I remember is the one, kind of by Cub Dog's house.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the one on Cecil Brunner.
Right.
Those are the two I remember. But we mostly spent time hanging out at the one over by Cub Dog's house.
Really?
Yeah. I think I only went to the Cecil Brunner one like twice. Like
No, man.
when I first found out you moved there, and I think like the very last time we hung out.
No, dude, no. It was more than that. I remember one time specifically at the Cecil Brunner house where you were in my room, just me and you, and I was playing you this, and I'll never forget this. It's crazy. It's a weird story. I was playing you this mixtape that had come out maybe a couple years prior. It's called Rap Phenomenon. It's a very popular Biggie Smalls mixtape when 50 Cent got famous. Basically, he was like the shit.
Mm-hmm.
They put Biggie's raps, like his old song, his old rhymes over 50 Cent, basically all 50 Cent shit.
Yeah.
New York shit. And there was one song where he rapped over this Nas beat. It's called They Shootin', or was it?
Yeah.
What's it
Got
called?
Yourself a Gun.
Got Yourself a Gun, that one. No. They Shootin'. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no, yeah. Made You Look.
Made You Look. Right. And you're the one who told me Nas raps on that. Because I just heard the song. I was like, that's a cool beat. Biggie's rapping over this beat. But you're the one who's like, Made You Look. And you're like, oh, it's a Nas song called Made You Look. And I was like, what? And I ended up, like, that's one of my favorite songs now. But that was crazy that you taught me that was a fucking Nas song. I didn't even know that.
And it's funny because originally I hadn't heard the original version with just Nas. I thought the original version was him, Ludacris, and Jadakiss. And I always thought that was the original. And then I heard the original and I was like, oh man, you know what? The Ludacris and Jadakiss one is just, it sets it over the top for me.
So it was like a man-made remix?
It was,
or was it a actual remix?
It was probably on like an underground mixtape because Nas did a concert and he brought both of them out to do it.
Oh, okay. So he was aware of it. It wasn't like some like aftermath after the fact thing.
I mean, unless the producer said, "Hey, I'm gonna throw these two on here. Let me know what you feel." And I always thought it was his, and I even saw the concert footage of it, so I always thought it was that was the original. And then I ended up getting the album, and I was like, "Where the fuck is Ludacris and Jadakiss? God damn it!"
The Nas album.
Yeah.
I bought that album. Just because of
Godson.
Just because of that song, which is crazy. I bought it years later.
Yeah, it's a good album. That's the one with Ether.
But I remember Ether is with Stillmatic.
Yeah, that's right.
Stillmatic. Right. Because those two came out like within the year. Like those two were close. So I get confused with those two as well. Because there's an Eminem song he did, or an Eminem beat. Remember that one? It was very popular at the time, but it's one of those songs where I gotta tell you, I love Eminem, but that beat is whack.
Yeah.
Eminem cannot make beats, bro.
I've never, I might have heard it, but
Eminem he made a new beat. He made a beat recently that I was very surprised Eminem made it. I was like, this is underground group that he signed because I follow him. This underground like trio of rappers, and basically they were like promoting it he was promoting it. Eminem was promoting it on Instagram.
It's not Slaughterhouse, right?
No. It's just these young kids. And I was very surprised because Eminem is kind of like sticking his fingers in the production and like the scouting. He's scouting all these little, and that's how I know all this because I follow him on Instagram, and he'll never post. Eminem's Eminem. He never posts anything unless he's promoting something. And he promoted these guys, and I was like, and the guys I followed them because of Eminem on Twitter. And because of following them, I found out that they promoted a song that Eminem produced. And I was like, holy shit, Eminem stepped up his producing game because it's a really good beat. Like considering like what he used to make back in the day.
Yeah.
His shit was garbage.
Yeah, I mean, that's surprising considering that he was always there with Dr. Dre.
Well, I mean, he's not Dr. Dre, so that's why he probably, he's trying.
Yeah, but I mean, I would think that he would, learn.
Well, he obviously did. I mean, now 20 years later, but back then, like even Renegade, like if you listen to Renegade, which Eminem produced, he made that beat. It's a generic ass beat. It's generic.
Because I know he definitely out-rapped Jay-Z in that.
Right, but do you know why?
No.
It was a cut and paste thing. It was originally with Eminem and Royce da 5'9". You could still hear the song, the raw version, on YouTube whenever you just Google it, the original Renegade. And basically Eminem and Royce rap the whole time, just like back and forth. They were just going back and forth, which is it was a really good song. And Jay-Z was just, I don't know, or his people were just lazy and they just cut out Royce and put in Jay-Z. It wasn't like they had them in the studio together. If Eminem and Jay-Z was in the studio together, I'm pretty sure it would have sounded different. But because it was a cut and paste song, that's why it sounded like Eminem was going faster, because him and Royce were like going at a certain pace, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
That's weird, considering because I remember specifically Jay-Z being part of the chorus. So right. I would think that he had something to do with it.
No, they cut and paste. Trust me, Royce is part of the chorus as well. They just cut him out and put Jay-Z right in lazily.
Really? And he had no idea about it?
I mean, I'm sure Jay-Z was like, whatever. I mean, I'm sure he didn't think anything of it. I'm sure at the time, no one was like, whatever. Everyone was like, okay, it's fine. But when you really listen to the song, yeah, Eminem is going way faster than Jay-Z. So it's like, okay, someone missed it. Someone fucking dropped the ball on that listening process. I mean, I'm sure if people were to sit on it for, maybe they were pushing it out like in a week and they had to hurry up. But I'm sure if someone sat on that for a month and listened to it and like, hey, wait a minute, let's go back and, let's have Eminem rechange some stuff or have Jay-Z go faster. But even then, I don't think Jay-Z could have even done that. If he had to, I don't think he could have been that fast at that time.
Well, I mean, he started off really fast when he was younger. Yeah, and then he switched up his style.
Right.
And it made it work for him. But I don't know. I mean, either way, I mean, I think he should have been part of the whole creative process. I mean, it is his album, right? I mean,
right.
I think it kind of he had a little bit to do with it blowing up in his face.
But at that time, I feel like maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. The Blueprint was where he blew up. So maybe he had all these people working on this shit and it was like this big production. That was like the beginning of his pop career, I would say.
Yeah, because I mean, he had the Nas beef on it with Havoc from Mobb Deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember what other he had. That was a good album. I remember liking it. I haven't heard it in a long time, but it was a good album.
It just turned on 9/11. It turned 20 years old.
Really? Dang.
It came out 9/11, 2001.
We're old.
We're getting there, bro. We're getting there. I mean, I like to think we're in a prime, maybe still, but we'll see.
Well, what did Paul Rudd say in the 40-Year-Old Virgin? The 40s are the new 20s. We're almost there. We're almost 20 again.
Right. That's true. So do you remember the time? You first met me?
No. Because, I mean, when we were in high school, we ended up meeting a lot of people all at the same time. Because I remember specifically, like during summer school, I met Adam and I met Bo. And then, we started freshman year and then met Cup Dog. And I want to say I met you freshman year. Definitely met you freshman year.
I would have to say it's around then as well.
Yeah. And I mean, I had already known like Manuel and Byron from like junior high, Jimmy from like elementary. Who else did leading up to high school, like I was already friends with them past, and then like you, Adam, Bo, all of them were during high school, and I want to say it was all during freshman year,
right? Because I want to say,
go ahead, like towards sophomore year when my mom would go to work and I'd go walking to school. That was like when I would see you when we'd walk to school together.
My old thing was back in the day, like even now, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I'll never find my pocket, but I always thought of myself as funny and like I could be a comedian. And even like my wife tells me now, like, you're not funny. And I'm like, this is funny. This is legit funny. But she's like, it's not funny. It's like dark comedy. I don't know how to explain my comedy, but
it was with you. It was always like
stupid.
No, it was like I would say like Andy Kaufman. Like you either got it or you didn't, right?
That's what I have a certain niche, and a niche, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and unfortunately, when I was younger, when you knew me, it wasn't it wasn't as well thought out or as well processed yet.
Well, like I mean, I would get it. It was everybody else that'd be like, what's going on with him? Like, remember the Walmart essay?
Right.
You printed out a bunch and you handed them out like they were like pamphlets or brochures.
Right.
And he was like, "What's wrong with this guy? Like he's in love with Walmart." And I got it. I was like, he's being ironic.
And the fucked up part is, I worked for that company for 12 years.
At Sam's, right?
Yeah, for 12 years. Fuck my life, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, and I think not until we got out of high school did people really start like seeing it for what it was. It was just a different way of being funny.
Right.
Like,
but
perfect example. Remember the truck incident, your car and my truck incident.
Right.
And I'm going to talk about that for a little bit.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into the beginning so everyone understands, because I might want to put the story into the episode. So
okay, so you were at Dizzy's house. We were at Dizzy's house over there on Plans, and I rolled up. I saw space in front of your car. I said, "All right, so I'm going to park right there." And I had like a ton of space between my truck and your car. Your car was black. All right. I had an old S10 with little baby like reverse lights, and Plans at night has like no lights. It's dark. Like in front of Dizzy's house, like I remember like many a times going to Jose's house because he lives down the street where there's absolutely like no light. So I'm reversing. I have tinted rear window and I'm trying to see. And I think to myself, I must have still plenty of space because I still don't see his car. And right when I step on the gas to give it a little bit more, boom, hit. And I'm like, shit. And I get out and I look, and your car is perfectly fine. Like I looked at it, make sure I even made sure if there was paint on it.
Yeah.
And then I turn and look at my truck. The tail bed's fucked. Like completely fucked.
It's all pushed in.
Yeah. It was, I don't know. I think the original owner put in like this little aftermarket flimsy one.
Oh.
But it was like fucked. And I remember getting out and then I go in and I think you got mad because I said it so nonchalantly.
That's why I was upset, because you came in, you had said it small. I mean, I felt like it was small. Maybe you're being genuine. Even then, there was no damage to my car, so I shouldn't have cared. But I remember you coming in. We were like having a good time. We are just chilling, and you came in and you had mentioned it, and then we had hung out for like probably a good hour before. Like it was like you had made it clear. No, I really hit your car. Like I backed into your car, but you made it clear as well. Then I believe you had to have. You were like, but there's no damage to your car. It's all my car. And we all went out there, and I still was upset.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was like, why is this dude so upset? Like, I'm the one going to get in trouble. It's funny.
And that's something your dad was, you said, my dad's going to be upset or something like that.
Yeah, and it's funny because I actually hid it from him for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then eventually one day he said like, oh yeah, like, got to go, throw some stuff in the back of your truck, see if you could go dump it somewhere. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm standing like right outside like the garage. And he's like, this dude's about to see it. And he saw it, dude. His eyes like just shot out of his head. Like, remember that one lady from Pineapple Express? His eyes were as red as the devil's dick.
Right.
Like he was mad. He's like, what the fuck happened? And I said, like, I ran into my friend's car yesterday. So I mean, because he would have been even more mad if I told him, yeah, it happened 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
So yeah, that happened. But do you remember what we did after you were done being mad at me?
No.
I can't remember whose idea it was. I want to say it was yours. You had this bright idea, and again, your type of comedy, where we would call girls.
Oh, okay.
Blocked.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be something worse. Yeah, I remember this.
Blocked, and then
I have those videos. I still have those videos.
Really?
Where someone recorded them on a Razor phone. I have the shitty quality. I'll send them to you. I have the shittiest quality. Yes.
Where we called girls and play Simple Man, right? It was Simple Man.
Right.
Like,
Simple Man. And it's a
yeah,
6-minute song.
yeah, it's like I was gonna say, for the people that don't know, it was like a 6 to 8 minute song. It was a long song, and we would say like, hold on, before you say anything, just listen, and we'd see like who would like sit through it the whole time and who would hang up, and the ones that would sit through it the whole time, we would say like, I love you, whatever fake name, and then they'd be like, dude, this isn't so and so, and then Cubdo would say, oh shit, and then just hang up on them.
So let me get it straight, guys. Let me get it straight. You're right. But we would just go like we would like be like, hey, let's call random. We would go through like your phone, or you would give us like we'd like Mario. We play this game where it'd be like, Mario, do you know any girls? And we would just call different girls from this group of people we had and get in their phones, call these girls. And I don't know what you'd call this segment, because it's kind of like a fuck your sleep kind of thing. Like, remember fuck your sleep?
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
like
remember
that.
because I remember you tried to get me, and I
Did
knew
I?
what was up. Yeah,
Huh.
because we did it to Cub Dog, and then we did it to Adam.
So I took you with me to do these, and then I tried to do it to you.
Yeah, and then we did it to Ryan, Adam, Cub Dog. I'm trying to remember everything else, and I remember, it's a side story, right? We you tried doing it to me, and I was like dead asleep, and I fell back asleep, and then you called me back, and you're like, hey, like, are you coming out? And luckily, I was asleep in the guest room of my dad's house that night. And I decided to peek out, and I could see you and like two other people
In the
in,
car.
I want to say, your Mustang. And I was like, yeah, yeah, sure. Like, give me a couple minutes. And then I would just sit there. And then you got annoyed, and you're like, hey, are you coming out or not? I was like, yeah, no, I got to put on clothes and blah, blah, blah. And then finally you called again, and it's like, hey, man, like, we're out here, like, come outside. And I said, oh, you know what? I can't. By the way, fuck your sleep. And I hung up and I turned off my phone.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
And I specifically remember there's one girl, and I'm going to say I was friends with her, but she was more friends with Ryan. Ryan knew her.
You could
And I
say her
don't
name.
remember.
I'll bleep it out.
No, I don't think it matters. Her name was Stevie.
Stevie. I remember her.
Stevie. Yeah. I knew her, but I want to say she was Ryan's friend. So I don't remember if I gave the number or Ryan gave the number to call her. And I remember like she answered, and there was a lot of like noise going on in the background. Like she was at a club, she was at a party, a lot of dishware going on. And I thought to myself, this is weird because this girl is like a bit of a tomboy. But like, get her on the phone, and Cub Dog's like, before you say anything, listen, and she sat through the whole song. And as soon as it was over, like I said, she was like a tomboy. She was like rough around the edges. She's like, oh, this is the gayest thing I've ever heard. What the hell is this? And blah, blah, right?
The whole time?
Yeah, she sat through the whole song, shockingly, right? And then Cub Dog said, I love you, Tiffany. Dude, this isn't Tiffany. What the fuck is your problem? And all this shit, right? And she's, oh shit, and we hung up on her. We had a good laugh about it. But I remember specifically that one because she was one of the very few that sat through the whole thing.
Right. There were many women who would just hang up, like just straight up. But there were a couple who would stay on because they wanted to know. I mean, I feel like they wanted to know who the fuck this was, and it was such a gut punch. I feel like when it was like a different name at the end. It's funny you mentioned this because
it's funny because I was before you say anything, like looking back at it, we probably gave them a good story to tell later. If you think about it, like,
hopefully.
I had this one guy call me one time and play this song, and then they said that some girl and it wasn't me, sad idiot, blah blah blah. But in reality, we were all just playing a joke on them.
Hopefully, that'd be great if we can give them a story. Yeah, but so what happened was recently, maybe like in August, or it was the summertime. I work at Costco out here in San Diego, and I work at.
You jump ship.
Yeah, I jumped ship. That's what I'm telling you. I was 12 years, and now I'm at Costco. 12 years at Sam's Club, now I'm at Costco, and I was working in the deli department, making like all the food, like the macaroni and cheese and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager there, really cool guy, and I've known him since I've worked there 4 years. And he was kind of like, he was like I don't know how to describe him, but he was very like in the beginning when I first worked there, he was very like I didn't know if he liked me or not, or like he just was kind of like he was shut off. Like I'd say stuff to him and he was just kind of shut. But once I worked into the deli department, me and him started to understand who we were. And he like you said, he understood my humor. Like I would do little things and he would just like look at me like, oh, you're fucking weird. But later on it became like oh, that's who you are. And he would like to play like oldies. We would play oldies while we're making all this food.
Mm-hmm.
And one time Simple Man came on. And I told him, it was just me and him, and I told him the story about how we would call girls and we would do that.
Yeah.
And he literally just like had to stop. Was like in the corner just laughing. He could not stop. He could not stop laughing. And I thought it was so funny. And then come to find out, this motherfucker is only like a year older than us. Like he graduated in 2002 up in Michigan somewhere. Oh. But it's even better, that he is our age. It was just crazy. Like he's just a cool guy. He's a really cool guy. His name is Paul. He's a really cool guy. But it's funny because we had in this summer, I had just brought that up. Like I hadn't thought about that in years. But that song came on and I just told him.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I had that voicemail from you, and I was like, "Hey, this is Joey Lucia. Wondering if this is Mario. Just give me a call back." Like all the memories like started rushing back of like the stupid shit we used to do, like the whole fuck your sleep, the calling the girls,
right?
And then I mean, you wouldn't really bully Adam. You would torture him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, bad. Looking back at it, I know you probably feel bad about it, but like me and Adam have talked about it, and he could look back and laugh at it. Like we all could look back and laugh at it. And like for years he didn't know this, but remember when you changed his voicemail?
Right.
We were going at BC. And we had one of the same classes we didn't know, and just by accident, first day, like, hey, how's it going? Blah, 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 whatever, right? So I remember one day, I think I was skating down me, like I was over there by the Taco Bell by West, and I called him for some reason, and it went straight to voicemail, and all of a sudden, it's like, hey, my name's Adam, and I'm wearing glasses, and I'm a bitch, and all this stuff, right? And I thought to myself, like Adam's not the kind to like ironically make fun of himself, like, but that's funny, haha, like good for him. So like I think a couple days later, like we were at BC in class together, and he said, hey, do you want to come with me to AT&T? I said, sure, why not? So we went to AT&T over there on Truxton, and we get there and he starts talking to the guy. He's like, yeah, I'm starting to get like these harassing phone calls and this and that. I'm wondering like, what can I do? And all this other shit, right? So the guy leaves to like go check something on the computer with his manager or something. I was like, you're getting like harassing phone calls? He's like, well, no, not really, but I'm trying to come up with a way for them to change my phone number and see if they can. I was like, well, what happened? He's like, well, somebody got into my voicemail and changed it. And I said to myself, that's funny because I heard it. I was like, but I didn't think anything of it. So I think they said, well, nothing's really going on. We could change your voicemail back, change your thing, blah, 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 right? And then I think a few days later, I'm hanging out with you, and then you tell me that you did it. But I never told you, like, fuck, I was there with him trying to change his phone number because...
I think he had told me that later. He had told me that later about how all the trouble he had to go through. Which is weird because it was a real quick changeover. Like we were like at that point where, we should have fought. We should have fought over that. Like he should have fought me, and I should have reasonably lost. But I don't know what happened to where we just became really good friends. Like after that, like Chris Kills and like like all that shit after that, we became really close. That was a really like Chris Kills was like not that far after that.
Yeah.
Like
No, actually, it was a few years because Chris Kills, we were already 21.
Well, my thing
BC, we were 18. Like it was like 2-3 years.
Maybe around that, maybe less. I feel like because this was definitely after high school. And Chris Kills was not that far after high school.
No, it was because we were drinking at that time. We were 21. Right.
But I was drinking at Chris's house before I was 21.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're 20, 21. At BC, like, we were 17, 18.
Well, what year were you born?
85.
What month?
November.
Oh, okay. I was born October 85. So yeah, I thought maybe you were 84 because maybe you were older than me or something like.
No, but yeah, I remember you telling me the story, and like, I accidentally got into his voicemail,
right?
And I figured
1, 2, 3, 4.
Knowing Adam, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
and like, when you said that, when you told me the story, like, in my head, like, I had a face palm. God damn it, Adam.
Well, it's like I don't even know what led to that. Like how I even was even able to. I wish I would have had like a video. Like, that's why I'm videoing everything now, or have been my whole last all this time since Chris Kills. Like, I video stuff because I don't know, I forget stuff, and I want to know what my thought process was at that time. Because I don't know, like you're talking about, like when I'm disrespecting my sister in front of my friends, I don't know what my thought process was really at that time. And I don't know what my thought process was when it comes to this, like now looking back at 20, 25 years, whatever, the me who was calling girls up at, and playing, like, we weren't even high. We weren't even drinking.
No, I mean,
what was our
fun?
It was like what kids, I guess, did back in the day, prank calling and fuck your sleep, and then all this like changing people's passwords and shit. I remember specifically, like you said, we met in freshman year, but I remember my first memory with you was I had signed up for summer school between freshman and sophomore year, and I took this Mr. Oliver. It was a science class, and you were in the class. It was summer school, but I remember we had Mr. Oliver, and it was like a 6-week thing. But I remember the first week and I stopped going. I was like, fuck this. But one of the main reasons why I was like, this would be cool, because I sat next to you in summer school in that class. And that was like, I remember thinking like, okay, I don't know if that was the first time I met you or if I had known you before, but I just remember like talking to you, and I remember being like, okay, this will be cool. Like, this will be like I can do this. Because at first I didn't want to do it. I really didn't. My mom had made me do it or something. And I had signed up for the class and I was doing it. And I remember like you were the only reason why it would have been doable, because you were cool. And I was sitting next to you. That's the first memory I have of you in high school.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember summer school. I could have sworn I took like English classes, but you might be right.
It was Mr. Oliver in summer school. That's the main thing I remember. I remember you being there. And then I remember the Misfits shirt situation. I had a Misfits shirt and you wanted to buy it. And then you bought it, and then you instantly were like, nah, I don't want it. No, I want a refund.
Yeah, because I opened it up and I was like, wait.
It wasn't open. It was open. It was just like a shirt. I just folded it. It was like a shirt.
Like, I took a closer look at it and I was like,
right. And it was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I remember I didn't even know who Misfits were back then. I did not know who Misfits were. I had the shirt. I remember I wore it a couple times, and people were like, "Name one Misfits album," and I was like, "The Black Album." And I just walked away.
The Halloween one.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
I remember the Misfits. Misfits incident.
So I basically met you in the beginning of high school, and I've known you. I forgot the last time I even saw you. Like, oh, and I do remember the last time I saw you. I told you that. I was with a girl I was dating. We were riding bikes, and I saw you at Patriots Park. You were just like you did this trail where we started at Riverwalk, and we did this trail all the way like to the end, like east side, and you were there. Yeah, we did a whole. That's why I was like surprised to see you. We just decided to just do this one day, and it was like the last time I hung out with her, because we had broken up. We were broken up at that time, and it was like we were trying to make it work, because I was already moving to San Diego, and that was like one of our last things we did.
That was a girl from Sam's too, right?
Right. Right when I got with her, I stopped hanging out with you guys. I was all focused on her. Yeah, or maybe we hung out a couple times, but no, we had to, because I started dating her before I moved out of Cecil Brunner. And when I was in Cecil Brunner, the whole time I was dating her.
Because I could have sworn I thought that you were already with her at your old house before Cecil Brunner.
Right. We had gotten together right when I moved out. Like she had been over a couple times. And like that same month I moved out was when we started like getting together. And then all Cecil Brunner, I was with her on and off. But remember last time seeing you, it was weird. It was weird. It was just like random. I was just riding my bike and I think you had said something. You're like, "Hey Joey." And I'm like, "Oh, what's up?" And then we're still going. Like I didn't stop. I just like you were hanging out with some people at the bench. Yeah. See you later.
I might have. I can't remember. So like I said, I can't remember the last time I was at Patriots. Things. It was disgusting.
Right. I remember we used to go. I ate shit one time on a bike. We were at some park. It was Riverwalk. We were at a park, and I was riding bikes, and I fucking like ate shit one time. I remember you were there. I don't remember if you remember that. But
did it?
Well, it was at night. We used to do dumb shit.
Well, speaking of eating shit, same street plans. No lights, no nothing. I remember I was leaving Jose's house, and I was skating down it. And you were in the Green Power Ranger. Remember the Green Power Ranger?
Right.
Green Ranger. Yeah, the Green Ranger. You were driving by and you're like, "Mario!" And I stopped and I'm like, "Fuck!" Like, hopefully this guy gave me a ride. And I'm skating for my life to, catch up to you. And you, for some reason, you always said like I was trying to run away from you or something. I was like, I don't get how if I was going towards you, right?
I remember that.
But like I was skating, right, and every time I'd leave, I always remember there was a crack like this big, like the sidewalk had a crack like this big in it, like it was lifting, right?
Right.
Well, right when I was skating towards you, I suddenly, boom, it dawned on me, like, wait, there's that huge crack. And right when I thought of it, I hit it. I swear to you, I flew so far. Like I probably set Olympic records. I flew so far, and I hit the sidewalk. I mean, my hip must have hurt for like 3 weeks, right? But I got up and I was like, hopefully this dude could give me a ride, right? I get up, grab my skateboard, I start running towards you, like limping, right? And you're like, "What happened?" I was like, I just ate shit. Like, take me home, right? I went back the following day to go hang out with Jose. Dude, I swear to you, there was like a 6-foot streak of blue on the concrete from me sliding on it.
Blue from
my jeans.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I flew and just like, I mean, it was like a meat grinder, just, and I got wrecked.
Did you have damage on your knee or your leg?
On my hip, but I mean, luckily I was wearing jeans. But yeah, like my jeans left a trail, like a long blue trail from me just sliding on the ground.
I don't remember that. I just randomly happened to see you.
Yeah, and you're like, "Mario," and I was like, "Oh, Joey, give me a ride," and I'm like skating for my life to catch up to you, and boom, like dead.
Kept driving.
No, you stopped at that street Cardamom or whatever.
Oh, so I stopped and I was waiting for you, and that's what.
And I
was still driving. And you're like,
yeah, like wait. I'm all full of adrenaline, like limping, trying to catch up to you.
Damn. So yeah, do you have any pictures of us?
Pictures? No, I was never one to take pictures or videos. That was your job.
That's unfortunate. I mean, I really wish we would have had pictures of like something of us, back then, because it would have been really nice to have.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and then we all grow up and get jobs and get girlfriends and
right,
typical life stuff.
So, what's your story? You're married now?
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. We're not technically married, but we've been together for like 14, 15 years.
15 years?
Ooh. Yeah. Well, at least in January. Yeah. And got a house, got 2 little girls. Working over there at Dryers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, same thing. I mean, it's not the greatest place to work, but I mean, they pay well.
I heard it's a really good place to work.
They just changed like ownership. So, new owners come along and they want to cut costs, and
right.
so I mean,
I know that game.
yeah, they got rid of like half the workforce.
Oh shit! They
Yeah,
they got rid of people.
yeah, and it's funny because with like benefits and stuff, like, oh yeah, if you and your spouse, and your kids, or just you and your kids, whatever. But like these grimy fools, they said, like, if when you read the benefits, you would read like, hey, so here's your benefits, here's this and that. Oh, by the way, if you want your spouse to be part of your benefits and they can get benefits on your own, we're going to charge you an extra $100 on top of that. Like how grimy is that?
Right.
Holy like, shit. Dang, so like just because, they're able to get it, you're going to punish us for wanting to have even more coverage?
It's not union?
Ours, like the maintenance department where I work, yeah. But I mean, it's a weak ass union. Like it's almost like how can I put it? Like, not get outright fired insurance.
Okay. So you're guaranteed that, but other than that, you're not guaranteed anything else.
No.
That sucks.
I mean, we were guaranteed for sure, like our 80 hours, but they always have so much work for the maintenance guys. Like they were going like way beyond the 80 hours for a paycheck. So that was, I mean, it wasn't really ever a problem. It shouldn't have even been part of the table. Right. But yeah, it was tough, and it's still going on right now. Like a bunch of people are leaving. Like they're tired of the management. They're tired of the hours. But I mean, all they're doing is just going to Amazon, and I hear Amazon is just as worse.
Yeah, I heard they're really bad. Really bad. I heard they were like just like turning into Walmart, which that's why I left. It was bad. It was bad. There was no union, and they would treat you like crap. And then like I was getting paid. I mean, it's kind of telling, but when I had left in 2017, I was getting paid $15.50, and I was there for 12 years. And California, that's not going to cut it, man. That's why I was like, dude, even then, like all the bullshit I had to go through, it wasn't worth it. Are you fucking kidding me? And for $15.50, the fuck? I work at Costco. I make way more than that now, and I've been there for 4 years, and it's a union. But the thing about my job now is that they're talking about like dissolving the union, which is like fuck, because the union is like the only thing keeping everything okay at my job. Once the union goes, I hear stories of like other Costco's who don't have unions, or like you're saying, they downsize, they cut benefits, they work you more hours, and they don't even like at least at this point, Sunday pay. Everyone who works at Costco on Sundays gets a time and a half. But they're talking about, I guess there's some Costco's that don't do that anymore, and it's like, what the fuck? It's just like fucking everyone over.
Tough. Fucking California taxes.
Right. And then even like out here in San Diego, internet connection is unstable. Motherfucker.
Yours or mine?
It's telling me that. In my mind. And they're telling, what am I saying? They're out here, the house prices. Like if I want to buy a house right now, I have to fork up. Basically, I'm gonna have to get a loan for half $500,000. That's like the starting rate for a home out here.
That's tough. I mean, I know there's not a lot going on here in Bakersfield. There's not very much to do. It's fucking hot in the summer, and I mean, it could get kind of cold in the winter. It's not too bad, but I mean, at least it's affordable to live here right now.
Right, and that's one thing I wish my wife would turn the page on. She's born here, raised here. She's all about San Diego. Her family's here, so she does not want to move. And that's one thing I told her. Like, I mean, I really want property, we need to move. We can't just stay here. I mean, there's no way we can get a loan for $500,000.
Yeah, no.
And then down payment for that? What the fuck? Like, there's for a house that's smaller than yours, I bet.
Mine is like 1,700 square feet.
Yeah, but definitely smaller than that for $500,000.
But I live in a corner lot, so my whole lot size is like 8,000 square feet.
Right. So you have a big ass backyard. I know. Yeah. I know that. I remember that. Isn't that where you're where your house? I used to go to your house all the time off Silver Creek. You were in the corner.
No, I live, and I coincidentally I live down the street from it.
You live in the same neighborhood. Oh, cool. Yeah. Cool. Does your parents still live there?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, same
wow,
house. But
that's
so
awesome. So the kids can see their grandparents down the street.
yeah.
That's cool. That's amazing. I like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I got in at a good time, right when the banks decided, like, well, maybe we'll start giving out loans again.
Right.
So, luckily, I got my house for like half the price of what it originally cost. You know, when the market was great, and then I bought it when the market was really bad, and now, like, I'm like double in, in the black.
That's
So
good. That's really good.
yeah, but the problem is, like, if I decide to sell the house and then go put it into another house, I'm gonna be paying like the same
Right.
mortgage.
Right. So you're good.
Like, and
You're
chances
good,
are
bro.
it's for not even that much bigger of a house.
Right. You're in a good situation right now. You're in a
Yeah.
really good situation because even then, like, that's one of the things that I've been telling people, like there's a guy I know out here. His parents bought a house at 86 grand in the 80s, 86,000,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a regular one. It was a 1 bedroom, but they made it into a 2 bedroom. They modified it. Has like a garage that's separate. It's like an alley. It's in a weird part of town. It's in like a kind of like a bad part of town. Not bad, but it's like almost like where they live. You could see Coronado Bridge. You could see downtown San Diego. They're like you can drive to downtown just going through the streets. Like they live close to downtown San Diego, and we go to his house and we kick it all the time. But this fool's house is now worth like 800,000, and his parents bought it for 86,000 in the 80s.
Dang, that's crazy.
All those eights, bro. But it's
Yeah.
just like he is sitting on. And he's like, oh, I think I should sell it. I'm like, dude, don't sell this shit. Don't sell it. Like this is a good prime real estate. Just keep it. And even then, like it's one of the things I'm advocating for people. I mean, if you're Hispanic, especially, oh man, you got to have property. Like hold it.
Yeah.
Don't
If you're a minority, yeah.
hold property. Don't sell it. Hold it. That's like it's worth it. Pass it on to your family. Pass it on to your kids. That's something that you definitely like. If like you've got property, hold that shit, bro. Don't sell it. Hold it.
Yeah.
Hold it.
No, what I want to do is actually buy more.
Right.
But
But
the
hold
problem
that
is
one
that
because you got it at a good price. You got it at a good price. You'll pay it off eventually, in your lifetime, hopefully. And then
yeah,
boom, it'll be what then what, like
yeah.
it's
Well,
in,
I mean,
it's in your family.
the problem is that it's a seller's market right now, so everything's expensive. So
Mm-hmm.
if I do go buy a property, then I have to, if I want to rent it out, then I have to, ask top dollar for it. And if the economy like drops down a little bit, it's not going to be worth as much, and I'm going to be paying on something that's I'm paying for more than what it costs.
Right.
And then, people are going to see like a rental price on there, and they're going to be, man, fuck that. Like, it's not even worth it. I just go buy my house instead of rent.
Right. And that's the thing we're in that right now. Like my wife wants another kid. I'm like, all right, well, we live in a 1 bedroom right now. We can't fucking do it in 1 bedroom. So we're gonna get a 2 bedroom. We're hoping to move out within the next couple months into a 2 bedroom, but it's like we're renting. And I wish we could get into something that I'm putting my money towards that will eventually be ours, not just giving rent away, But
I mean, I think
it is what it is.
your best case scenario is, I mean, if you could afford it, I would say buy some old shitty house here in Bakersfield, fix it up a little bit, and then rent it out and have steady income coming in every month.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
That's what I've been learning. But I mean, living out there, I mean, I would say come back, move here for a few years, and then eventually move back once got the house settled all here, and rent it out, and then all you're doing is putting equity into that, and eventually it'll be something for your kid, if they ever want it.
You should talk to my wife.
Yeah. Good luck.
My wife is hard argument. She's a hard one to argue with, a hard bargain. But yeah. So I mean, I totally understand what you're saying, and good for you, man. I'm glad for you. I'm glad that you're doing that. That's really good for you. Especially,
I mean,
you live down the street from your parents. That's amazing. It's
you see your friends, and it sucks a little bit because you see them, like I see like a bunch of my friends, even some that you don't know, they're kind of, they're not struggling, but they could have done something more. They I to a point got to I said to myself, like, like I gotta settle down, I gotta make shit happen, and I had to stop going out. I had to stop being out late at night, like even past 9, because I had to be at work at 4 in the morning. On my days off, like I try to recover. I wouldn't try to, go spend money and do all the stupid shit we used to. I mean, and just like when we talk about the good old days, I mean, there was a time between like 22 to like 25 where I really couldn't. I don't have very many good stories, because I had to buckle down. Like, all right, so gotta get a good job, gotta get a house, gotta. It's not fun, but you know what? Like, being old and retired and not having money, I'm sure isn't fun either. And I don't want to go through that. Right. So I just had to bite the bullet.
Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm glad that you I mean, it's crazy. It's around the same time I mean, I wasn't really, when I was 25, I moved out here. And that's when I had to like really like the first couple of years out here, I was living in this apartment. And I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to go back to Bakersfield. Like, I was trying to make sure my rent was paid. I was trying to make sure like I had enough. Like, that was my main concern coming out here. Am I gonna be able to do it? Am I gonna be able to pay rent?
Yeah.
Every month out here on my own, and I have to go to my family, ask for money. Never I did. I never had to ask them for money. I was lucky about that, but that was my main thing, which, I mean, I feel like it made me a better person being out here I've been out here for 12 years now. And it's been more of like just being out here on my own.
Mm-hmm.
It's really made me into a better person, I feel, than if I was out there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would still be the same person if I was still living in Bakersfield, but I feel like
calling people at 3 a.m.
Right. I feel like it made me grow up. It made me actually sit down and look at myself and go, what are you doing? How are we going to survive? Like, don't,
Well, yeah, I mean, because you have no choice. You're in survival mode.
Right. And it was just stop fucking around. Let's do this. And then I still fuck around, but I mean,
could you imagine like if it was like the old days where you had to pay for minutes on your cell phone, like you wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, Of course you could call people on your cell phone. It's no big deal now. But I mean, imagine if we were still paying for minutes, like you'd be fucked. Like,
right.
Like you'd be like, well, fuck, do I spend my money on calling people and pranking them, or do I eat today?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's a real thing. That's a real thing I look at. And yeah, so I mean, I don't know where we're going with this conversation, but we could talk about anything, dude. You're crazy. You have so much history.
Huh?
So did you see the Adam episode with the Chris Kill shit?
Yeah.
All the Chris Kill stuff in it?
Yeah, like I told you, like that pick, I remember that was my pick.
That's right. We talked I'm sorry. I was in Palm Springs last weekend getting fucked up with my wife. So I was texting you in between. My bad. I remember we talked about this. Yeah. You're right.
It was an alien pick. It had an alien face on it and it would glow in the dark. And Jose had it originally. And then he left it at my house for some reason. And then I was using it. It was a really good pick. And then I ended up leaving it at Chris's house. And then I think I found him using it. And eventually, I don't know who came up with the idea or whatever. I think you said like, oh, what if this happened? No, I think it really just started with like, what if I shot somebody with my hand? Like, boom, 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 right, whatever. Right. And then it turned into like a whole story. And I mean, we literally shot that all in like within an hour.
Within a night, yeah, in the night. Yeah.
And then you went and you like edited it in like 30 minutes and you came back and we had like the best laugh.
Right. And I remember I put in, I still have it. I still have so much with you. I ended up changing it in this 15-year version. But I want to do the 10-year version, 10-year version of Chris Kills. This was the last one that you just saw was 15-year, the 15-year version with like the Star Wars scroll. Mm-hmm. But the one before that I did a 10-year 5 years ago. And I added stuff with you at the porch. Did you see that? Did you ever see that one? Where you're like, what the fuck is that got to do with scratchers?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, it makes no sense. A Kodiak bear, Like it was just so funny. All the shit you
and
were saying.
it was funny because it was a funny story.
Right, and
But
then
it made no
he throws
sense.
he throws the can. Xavier throws the can down. And like, you don't say.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
Okay.
really. You don't
And
say.
Xavier
I'm
was
never coming here again.
fucked up. Xavier was fucked
Right.
up that night.
He was.
Because I mean, you could tell
night.
as soon as he like on his scene, he comes in, hey babe, how's it going?
And he insisted on holding that mannequin. Yeah, and I told him many times, please don't, please just walk in normal. He's like, no, he insisted. Just like I talked about how Chris insisted with the potato on his hand.
Oh
like,
yeah, the potato, the sniper.
Let's change it. Let's change. Yeah. But no, they insisted. And like, whatever, it is what it is. So I he couldn't hold it, couldn't stop him. So I let it go.
And yeah, and then he insisted on running me over to Red Wine.
Right, that's right. But that one, that idea, I was okay with. I was like, it sounded good. But the potato and then like the mannequin, I was like, nah, dude, I don't want. I just want to do a normal one, But they didn't want to do a normal one. It would have
been funny if he actually was drinking red wine while running me over.
Right. And even then, like, yeah, I don't know how I don't remember. I wish I had the raw footage to rifle through, like the Jose stuff. It must have been a lot of stuff, just great stuff that we just didn't put in. And even like with when running you over scene, like, dude, we got close. We got fucking in the video. Like I noticed that we got fucking close, and I don't remember thinking that at the time. I remember thinking, okay, we got it good, but I don't remember we got close to you. Like when we're a side view where you're walking, and then he's behind you. We got close. I cut it right. He was like right there.
The thing that scared me the most, because I didn't know if he knew how to drive stick. You drove stick. If you accidentally let go of the clutch, that car is flying.
Right. Who I was driving?
No, Chris. I said I know you know how to drive stick. Oh, okay, I didn't know if he knew.
Chris was really driving the car, and I was filming it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember what happened.
And
I don't know
like
who was doing
what. Like I didn't want to say anything, but like my one fear is like, man, if this dude accidentally lets go of the clutch, like the truck is flying towards me, I'm getting ran over.
You know what I just thought? You know what I just thought right now? That was your S10.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was your car. I totally forgot about that till right now.
Yeah.
That was the S10, the infamous S10.
the infamous S10. Infamous bashed in tailgate S10.
Oh my god, that's fucking crazy. I forgot about that.
And that I was legitimately scared, like, but I didn't want to say anything because it made such good, guess a movie moment where he's in there, red wine, and I'm walking, and all of a sudden and I was like, fuck, please just don't let him slip on the clutch and just like.
We were just oh my god, that could have easily went bad, and I don't remember that. By watching that scene over again, I'm looking at it going, whoa, it's a lot of things that were dangerous that we were doing.
Well, the great thing about it is that it wasn't just us that saw it. The video spread like wildfire. I mean, amongst our community, of friends and stuff, because I remember I was actually recognized like 2 or 3 times, outside of our friends, that like, hey, you're in that video.
Really?
And one of them was at one of Carlos's old houses. Like Ryan's little brother Cody was there with a bunch of his friends. And I remember like standing there, and I was talking to, I want to say I was talking to Dizzy. And all of a sudden, like I look over, and like Cody's like pointing at me, and with some of his friends, like, talking amongst each other. And then they come over and they run up to me, and they're like, hey, you're in that video with the Chris Kills with the gun, and you got ran over by the truck. I was like, oh yeah, like, it's like, oh man, that was so funny, that was so great, and like all this stuff. I was like, it was funny, yeah. Like it didn't dawn on me that so many people liked it, and the one that was the weirdest is that remember when I worked at the car wash?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like right. I was over there on White Lane. This person I didn't even know, like this girl, she came in. And I was helping her, and she's like, you look familiar to me. And I was like, I don't know. I get that a lot, I guess. And she's like, were you in a video? I was like, I mean, I maybe, like, me and my friends shoot videos. And she's like, yeah, there was a guy, he was shooting people with his hand. Was that you? I
No
was like,
way.
I was in that video.
Crazy.
Like, can you not like mention that though? Like, I'm out here at work. She's like, oh, it was so funny. Like, me and my friends were laughing so hard, and I was like, oh, like, who would have thought?
Right. The original got taken down. I found out recently. I found an old account where it was on.
Uh-huh.
Got taken down because of Party All the Time, the copyright
What?
strike. Because of the
Really?
copyright
That's
strike.
funny.
Yeah, I got taken down years ago, but I wish I have no, like, they took it down, and so they took everything, the views, they took the comments, if anyone commented. So I don't even know, because they had life. Maybe it had life after I stopped paying attention.
Yeah.
But that's why I put out this new one. I mean, I doubt it's gonna. It's so old, and even then, like, the quality's bad. And I tried to save it with that scroll in the beginning, so people kind of understand before they watch it, like,
Yeah.
what's going on.
It, you know, and it's funny that it hasn't gotten taken down because Red Wine's on it.
Well, and they, when I put it up, they sent me a couple of emails saying, well, it's being held, because I put, because once I put the on Friday I put out Adam's episode, we talk about it, and I showed like pieces of it in the video, so that people who, I mean, it's just us. No one, I'm not waiting for this shit to go viral and everyone to watch this shit. It's just for us. Like, you tell your friends, oh, we can watch it. So when I put out the Adam episode, we talk about it, and that's why I put out Chris Kills with it on the same channel. Even when the video is over, they can click on the link and watch it. And even like the Chris Kills 2 trailer, it's all just like one. I put them all out once, but it copyright striked Chris Kills because of those songs, Red Wine, and then Party All the Time. But they let me. I guess it's a new deal that I didn't know about, where as long as I credit them, I can use the song. So the song is like in the description of the video, you will see, or like in the credits of the video, like the special features. I don't know what do you call it, like the extra credits.
Yeah.
It will tell you these songs are in this video, and as long as that's there, it's fine. I'm able to use those songs.
That's
because
cool.
I basically use all of Party All the Time. I use the whole song. Like, I use the whole song is played basically.
Yeah.
Red Wine is a clip of it, but Party All the Time, the whole song plays at the credits. Like, I edited it all to the credits.
Yeah, it's funny because now that you mention, I remember, like, as soon as that song came on, do 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 do, and I was like, that was another great part, because I guess nobody was expecting that either.
Right, and it's because that song is so 80s, and I feel like that whole video is like VHS tape. It's like it kind of has that VHS tape vibe, so it kind of goes with it. We're just like not really around, like, just old vintage shit.
Yeah, that was. Who would have thought? It caught like wildfire.
Yeah, and hopefully
everybody kept asking. And I remember, like, at first it was just like us, like it was me, you, Chris, Jose, Adam, his nephew, Sandy, Xavier. Like, it was just us that night. And then the sequel, like, started gaining traction, and all of a sudden his fucking house was full of people, like, trying to be in it.
Right, and everyone had a costume on. That's why that clip was. Everyone put on a costume, and I think that was what I told people: put on a costume. We're gonna shoot, and then that's the thing. You were texting me. That's right. You were texting me like, I don't know why I'd be in it, because we died. But that was I don't know if you remember. That was a plan. I remember one time. It was a long time ago when I drove. We had just done Chris Kills, and we are talking about doing Chris Kills too. I dropped off Daniel Romero, and I just remember being at Daniel Romero's house on the east side with Chris Leon, and Chris Leon had his guitar and he's playing, and we're talking about ideas for Chris Kills too. And I'm driving him and Daniel to Jimmy's house in way deep in Rosedale. It was like in the middle of nowhere. It's like new houses, or it was Vanessa's house.
Oh yeah.
And we went out there.
Way out there in the middle of fucking mansion.
Right. And I was when I had my first beer. This is crazy, bro. This is a crazy story. And we're driving and we see these fields with all these like nice flowers. It's a weird field. But Chris is like, I have it. This is the ending to Chris Kills 2. And we had the ending. It was supposed to be Chris Leon. Chris Kills 2 was supposed to mainly be focused on Chris Cup and how he hated Chris Leon and how he did everything he could to fuck him over by making him kill his friends, right?
Yeah.
And in the end, it was supposed to be this thing where we had the shots all planned out where they got into a scuffle in the kitchen, in Chris Leon's kitchen, and then Chris Leon would run out the back door, and Chris Cup would run after him, and we would show like from the garage standpoint them running just through the yard, like they're running, and all of a sudden they're in that field, and they're just running, and they're just running after, and it's like you see in the movies, like Chris is looking back, and you see Chris Cup that's like his face furious, like running towards him. They catch up to each other, and they get to a point where they beat each other up, and Chris Leon has the upper hand. He's gonna kill Chris Cup, but we all come back as ghosts, and it was supposed to be like all of us come back and like, no, Chris, don't do it, and we're all like look the same, dress the same, and I was gonna try to make it to where like you could see through us, like we're there, but you could see through us, like we're ghosts.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be the ending where he learns to forgive instead of kill. So it's
Chris. He learns the true meaning of friendship.
And then the ending was supposed to say Chris forgives instead of Chris kills.
They were like, what are we supposed to do now? Like record it, like, you know, wearing like a Dodger hat. Pay no mind to the fact that it says World Champions 2020. This is still 2007. Right? Right? Mind you, if you do place a bet in 2020, Dodgers.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, but that was supposed to be the ending. Where we had it all thought out. We just didn't have the middle of it thought out yet, but that was what we had. Once we found out that was the ending, we started shooting it, and that's when we started shooting all that stuff. I don't think we told anybody the ending, but we had already planned that as the ending.
Yeah, it was we were there for the trailer, and I think we were going to start shooting it, and then I don't know, like life happens, and you know we all kind of went our separate ways. But
unfortunately,
like I said, I remember like people loved it so much. Like all of a sudden, like we just had a house, front yard, and backyard full of people like trying to be in it. And
I remember.
We had no idea like what we were gonna do with these people. We just knew that they wanted to be in it.
You're right. I remember those garage scenes where originally when I was getting shot up in the garage and Chris was like, I'm gonna kill myself. It was like a couple of us. It wasn't that many people, but I remember the one where Chris Cup. I remember specifically the one where Chris Cup was in it, and he was like in this doorway, and he was inside. Mm-hmm. They were grappling each other. There was a lot. I remember there being a lot of people in that garage at that time.
And outside too. Like I just remember like just being noisy, and I thought to myself, I was like, are they even gonna get any good shots? Because we're all out here fucking around, making noise.
Right. Yeah, I remember that being an issue at that time. But man, I wish we should have just done it. That'd been great.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, but yeah, it's I guess like anything, like, you start like a small little underground thing, and all of a sudden it blows up, and then just like the intimacy or the that made it so good goes out the window because everybody wants to be a part of it.
Right. Well, I don't even know if that was even it. I just don't remember. I don't remember a lot about back then, which is I kind of regret. I don't know why I was like that, or I think it was because I it was right around that time when I started smoking and drinking. So that might have been part of why I forgot so much, but I wish I would have remembered or documented a lot more. It would have been great to see that. Because even like Angry Nights, I just found that. I found a segment from Angry Nights. Remember when we used to bully you? That was another thing. We used to bully you too. Like I remember there's a clip I'll show you. It's because you came in, you had called. I'll show you to you. Maybe I can show you to you now. Is it possible? Mario's here. Such an event when you come.
It always is.
Right. It is all scripted, which is so stupid because we're like just like faking.
It's funny because it happened at Carlos's old house too, where you guys were dancing like in the front door for some reason, and like I walked in. And you're like, Mario, bust the move, Mario. And I'm like, I'm walking back outside. But I specifically remember, like, for some reason, like, Ryan was, like, so into it. And I was like, Ryan, like, you can't dance. But he was all like, come on, just go. And he's all flipping his hands or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Dang, I haven't seen Daniel Romero in a long time either.
Right. Me either.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. I'm gonna stop the share.
Good.
We did one of these recently.
I saw it come up. I just haven't had the chance to see it.
It's short. It's. Are you doing this with a laptop or a phone?
Yeah, laptop.
Yeah, so a lot of people like to do these on phones for some reason, which is fine. But like Daniel's one of the ones where he didn't charge his phone, and so it was once the phone starts to die, it gets really bad, and like you cut out. So there's no real ending to it. But we talk about a lot of cool stuff, and we talked about a lot of stuff where I had to cut out a lot of stuff because it was like incriminating to other people, and a lot of crazy stories about him. He's 7 years sober now, and he's that's basically what we talk about, him being sober.
I know
him going through his whole situation, having to become sober.
Yeah, I remember he went into coma.
Right.
That was scary.
Right. We talk about that, and then we even talk about, which I didn't even know at the time, is I guess he was really like he was doing drugs back in high school, like crazy amounts of drugs back when he was 15. I didn't know that. It was like one of the first interviews I did, and I really didn't know how to handle it. Even now, I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying my best. You know, I try to let you talk as much as possible. I don't want to step over your words, and I want you to, you know, have a valid opinion of who Joey Lisea was, because I'm not Joey Lisea anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we all changed. I mean, I got it. Like I said, like you either you got it or you don't. Like, I mean, at what point did I really like honestly like ever like get mad at you? Like, stop fucking calling, you know, kind of like it was just like it's no skin off my back. Like like I told you, it's like Andy Kaufman. You got him or you didn't. Right. But like you either got his comedy or you didn't. And I know that it was part of it was just kind of like pranking people, but I mean, at that point in time, like, remember, like, that was the thing to do back then, like, do jackass kind of shit, pull pranks, like, oh, you know, you got punked and all this stuff, right? Like, that's just what it was back then. And unfortunately, with the way, you know, society's going now, like all of us, we'd be canceled.
Right. We would have to, like apologize and go back on what we did.
Yeah, and like we'd probably lose our jobs and lose our, you know, like, but I mean that's what it was back then. And you know, like we had thick skin back then. Like, all right, you know, big deal.
That's it. That is exactly it. Because that's something that you and Adam especially, and probably other people that I don't remember, but like you guys had a legitimate reason to walk away and not be my friend anymore. Like you had a legitimate reason to be like, you know, I'm not going to hang out with Joey anymore. And you could have, but you didn't. And that's just like goes to show, like you said, thick skin.
Like I said, it wasn't ever like to the point where it was like terrible. Like, yeah, we'd make fun of each other.
I would be upset if my son did this shit. I would be so upset. I would be so upset if my kids did this. I would have to discipline them and be like, don't fucking do that shit. What the fuck are you doing? You don't fucking call people's fucking phone 87 times. You idiot. What the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like the shit like that, where it's like, you live through it
and forward their phone calls.
Right. And yeah. Oh my God. So there's so many other things. There are so many. Do you remember Isabel?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. She sounds familiar.
I was in the hallway walking with Isabel. Like we would walk to class all the time. And I'm walking with Isabel and I look at and we would fuck around and I'd be like, so you're still fucking ugly. That's the only and first thing I said. And like, shut up. But Isabel looked at me and goes, are you fucking kidding me? She was so red and upset. Like, how could you do that? Like, she really schooled me on some shit. And I'm like, okay, I won't do that anymore. But it was like, it was just a thing I did. It wasn't even like, you know what I mean? Like looking back, of course, if I was now the adult, you know, looking back, I would have said the same thing to myself. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck is your problem? Don't do that. Don't say that to her. But it was really embarrassing that Isabel had to correct me.
But see, that's how it was back then. Like, you know, you'd see somebody come by, it's like, hey, Joey, eat my shit. You know, that's just how we said, like, what's up, you know? Right. I mean,
it's just, I remember I have a lot of memories like that where I was instantly corrected or instantly instantly shut down because what I was doing was wrong at that moment.
Well, you know, it's funny because like you're not the only one. Like I remember specifically, like same class that me and Adam were taking together, right? And it's funny because Adam ended up coming with friends with this girl like after class and you know and throughout BC. Like her name was Marita, right? And we were supposed to like break up into groups and like come up with some kind of subject. And we're all writing our names down on this paper and passing it around. And she's sitting right next to me. And I see her writing her name. And I was all like, dang, this girl got terrible handwriting, right? And I look at her and I was like, you got dude handwriting. And she like looked up at me, and I'll never forget this because I was like, that's what it is. Like she said, you are so rude. And I said, that's what I've been my whole life. That's the word. Like, it's just been going over my head this whole time. I'm rude, right? And Adam was there. Like he could tell you, like, yeah, that story is true. He looked at her, said, you got dude handwriting, and she told him out front in front of everybody, you are so rude.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. You live and you learn.
But like real quick before we take off, 2 stories for you. I mean, you can edit this out. They have nothing to do with you directly, but like I said, like it always started with you some way, somehow.
Okay.
Right. And you don't realize it until you pay attention later that you had something to do with it, right? So one day, I forget, it was me, Ryan, and I think a few other of us. We went to Deja Vu, right? We go in, no big deal. Me and Ryan was like, all right, so, where are we going to sit? Should we sit up in the front? Should we sit at the table? Blah, 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 this and that. So we're looking around, and all of a sudden, we see this girl. Looks incredibly familiar, right? And I like kind of poke at Ryan. I was like, Ryan, is that? And he's all like, holy shit, I think it is. And the girl turns and looks at us, beelines it to the back. I mean, she looked like her life just ended right in front of her eyes. Like she just, boom, just took off. And like, holy shit, Ryan, I think that was Stevie. And he's like, I think it was Stevie too. So like, all right, whatever. So we sat down, and all of a sudden we see her like come out of the back. The fuck are you two doing here? We're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I mean, that's needless to say. I mean, what are you doing here? She's like, I work here. And remember when we were calling those girls late at night? Loud music going on in the background. Thought it was a club. A lot of dishware being clinked around. She was a server. She had already been doing it for like a month or 2 or even 3.
Wow. And she listened to the whole song.
She listened to the whole song while she was at work, serving drinks, getting tips.
And who is this girl? She went to high school with us?
No, she's this girl that Ryan knew, like outside of high school. Like obviously we were already 18. We were at the Boo. And like, again, like when I was like, I told you, this girl, she was like a tomboy. She was like rough around the edges, pants, shirts. That's all she wore. I mean, like she was like a bro, like kind of girl, right?
Okay.
She wearing like booty shorts and like tank tops showing off like all the skin and everything. And it dawned on me, I was like, holy shit, like you were working here when we prank called you.
Wow. That is even then, that's a full circle story right there. Like the way you started the podcast with that story, and then you ended it.
And that's why I did it. And that's why I did it. That's exactly, because that was life when you were around. Like something would happen, you'd hear about it, or you're around for it to happen. You kind of look back, and then you come out and you admit to it, and you don't know what to do. Like it's funny, it's hilarious, but I can't tell him because he'll feed into it, and I can't tell the other one because then he'll find out it was Joey.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't do social media at all?
No social media.
Is there something that happened, or just a conscious decision you made on your part?
It was a conscious decision. I'm glad I made it. I made it even before Facebook, when Facebook was starting to be the big thing. I'm glad I never got into it, because I mean, if you really look at how society is now, it is fucked. It is fucked, and a lot has to do with social media. Like, there's this guy I watch on YouTube. And that's probably the only like social media I watch is YouTube. And even then it's mostly just like educational stuff or like interesting stuff to me, like engineering stuff or like making car parts or like even something as small as like, you know, building like an interesting Lego, like a fucking Lego that shreds paper, like, you know, stupid shit like that, right? Like, but there is this one guy that I'll occasionally watch called Joey B Tunes, where all he does is just like rag on people that do social media. And it's true, like all these people are making like thousands of hundreds of tons of money doing the most irrelevant shit, right? I mean, our conversation might just be interesting to you and me. No big deal, but it's only just for you and me and, you know, maybe some friends. But there's these people phone to face dancing in the middle of the sidewalk, blocking traffic, uh, you know, doing stupid dances, and it seems so unbelievable to me that this shit is, I guess, popping off the way it is because it's just like talentless hacks, you know? Like there's people legitimately out there creating art, creating something new, and they're getting like maybe 100,000 views, and then there's these people putting stupid filters on their face and they're getting millions of views, they're getting sponsorships, they're literally getting paid money to be doing nothing.
Right.
And while the people that actually have a talent, they're living day to day.
That's true. It's true. And that's there's a lot of that going on social media, but there's also a lot of like kind of what you're saying. Like I follow things on Instagram, like Instagram and Twitter. I use them heavily. I get on Facebook just to meet up. Like I'm doing a lot of these. The reason why I'm doing a lot of these episodes is through people from Facebook. Like Daniel's heavy on Facebook, so that's how I was able to get in contact with him, get his number again. Adam as well. Adam, like, and if it wasn't for me getting for Facebook linking me with Adam, I would have never gotten in contact with you, because that was something that I was always. You and Ryan Johnson are two people who, this is great that you're able to do this with me, but I would like to do it with Ryan as well. But I have no way of contacting him. He has no social media either.
Yeah, I had his number. Like I see his brother occasionally, but
his brother's now my friend on Facebook, and I'm gonna go through him eventually. But my thing is,
yeah, I've tried calling and texting him, but he doesn't answer. So
right.
No big
deal. It's just a thing of just trying to reconnect with old friends, not old people, old friends. But with Instagram and Twitter, I follow a lot of music stuff. Like that's how I'm able to know about hip hop. Like all the new hip hop stuff is through Twitter and Instagram. That you follow like a couple pages on Instagram, and they'll tell you about what albums coming out, or you know what's going on in the music world, and that's how I know about all these new. Do you listen to any new rap?
No, you know, it's been. I'm trying to get back into it. You know, coincidentally, another story. Do you remember the first time you saw an iPod?
No.
It was with me.
Okay.
Because I had one.
Okay.
In my Bronco. Remember my Bronco?
No.
I had a Bronco, and I made a joke, and I couldn't believe you took it seriously. But I had a pair of like skate shoes that were the same color as my Bronco. And I said, yeah, I specifically brought the Bronco just so they could match my shoes. You're so fucking stupid. You're so stupid. Like, oh, can you believe this guy? Yeah.
I don't remember your. It was after the S10?
Too. Yeah, it was. I had that before the S10.
Before the S10. No, I don't remember that.
The S10.
I don't remember that at all.
But like you were in it, and like I was like, hold on, let me put on some music, and I put in my iPod. You're like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, it's an iPod, and you're like looking at me like, what? Like it was like alien technology to you.
Right. I remember. I don't remember that, but I remember being obsessed with iPods, and I wanted one for a while. I wanted one for a good minute.
Dude, that was probably the only one time you did annoy me, because you must have called me for like 2 weeks straight. Like, hey man, like how much are these iPods? Like, where do I get one? And like it like I said, like it was mind blowing to you. Like you had never heard of it, and it's funny because I was like that's all I wanted for like the past like 2 years was an iPod.
Crazy.
And it's funny because originally I wanted a mini disc player. Remember mini disc?
Yeah.
Like I thought that was like the hottest shit, and then the iPods came in. And I was like, "Oh, the fucking mini disc is done for." And I ended up getting the iPod because I, sure enough, figured that, and that's how it happened.
And that
But
was the technology.
just yesterday, guess what I bought? A
An
mini disc
iPhone.
player.
Oh, why?
Just they always seem so interesting to me. And I mean, you could record straight on it. I mean, you just just like a mic, you plug into it and just record from like CD to mini disc player, and it'll record it.
Okay.
I always found it interesting, but I mean, with the iPod, you had to connect it direct to a computer and then load it from the computer to the iPod.
Right.
When a mini disc player, you could just connect anything to it and it'll record it.
I vaguely remember how to use those.
But yeah, what were we talking about before?
Your Bronco.
No, before the Bronco.
iPod.
We're talking about music and social media.
Yeah, you don't listen to any music.
I haven't listened to any new music in a long time.
Any new new artists?
Honestly, the last time I found anything new and it was all just by coincidence was like Frank Ocean.
Oh wow. Okay. That's good. That's good you know that.
I was going to work at 4 a.m, so like I was like in my truck like warming it up like at 3:30 in the morning, and randomly whatever DJ was on Kiss at that morning said, "Oh, I got this new guy you should listen to. Name's Frank Ocean, this and that." And no, he put on Novocaine. I was like, "Damn, this shit is good." Like I'm gonna start looking. I got on the computer as soon as I got off work and started looking it up and found that that mix.
Orange?
No, not Nostalgia Orange. No, it was Nostalgia Ultra. Channel Orange was after. Nostalgia Ultra was the mix that he had made before that really kind of blew him up. But like I guess it had only been out like a couple of months before like it really started like taking off. And the other one was The Weeknd.
Okay.
Again, all by just like chance. Like I think I was out driving. I think I was about to go head to the bars. Remember the Baker Boys?
No.
The Baker Boys were like this big like hip hop duo from Bakersfield. Like they had made it like big time, like syndicated across the nation, like putting out their mixes or whatever. And like, oh, we got this new artist. You're gonna want to hang around, blah blah blah, this and that. Like for a whole half hour, like we promise, just hold up. And then eventually, there's this new guy called The Weeknd, and we're telling you he's gonna blow up and this and that. And they played a High for this. That's the song that they played, and I was like, dang, like this sounds good. Like
The Weeknd's good. Do you listen to Drake at all?
No.
You never heard any of his projects?
Yeah, I've heard. Obviously, I heard Drake. Yeah.
But my thing is because Weeknd he wrote a whole album for Drake. You know that one? Yeah. That's how I first heard Weeknd. And now looking back, if you listen to that album, it's basically you could hear Weeknd through the whole thing, even though he's not. I mean, like it's Drake's voice, but you can hear Weeknd style through that whole album, which is it's great. It's great to go back and listen to that.
And then like I was saying, like and by pure accident, when I finally decided to look up The Weeknd to get his mix, the day I found it and downloaded it onto my iMac was the day he released it. I honestly was probably one of the first 100 people to have downloaded it. Like it, and I still have it on my old Mac, like when it downloaded first, and it was like April 16th, something like the day it came out.
That's crazy.
All by just accident. But yeah, those are probably the last two that I really listened to. And speaking of Drake, I'm so sad I didn't have anybody to talk to you about this. Like I usually have my friend Carvin to talk to about this, but I just recently started talking to him again. The first thing that came out of my mouth, man, why didn't we talk about Pusha T putting it on Drake?
Bro, can we talk about this? Do you have time?
It's like 5 minutes.
Okay. So yes, Pusha T. Did you were there for that? Did you see that whole debacle?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was the best moment. And there's so much more. I'm sure you don't even know. I mean, if you don't listen to music, like the recent music, did you hear that Kanye album that came out? It was called Ye.
Yeah.
You heard that album? Okay, so that album is full of and then even Pusha T's album at that time. What's it called?
It was the name of the road, the Daytona, wasn't it?
Daytona. That's it. Daytona. That album was that infrared song, and then even before that they did a song called the song before that song on the album was called what would Tupac do? No, it was called I don't know what the fuck what it's called, but that song too. There are so many sneak disses talking to Drake, and then even then, like, oh my god, I just don't know where to start. But there's so much that surrounds that beef. Oh my, he killed.
Yeah, because originally it was with Birdman and Wheezy. It was
the original
them,
beef.
and then Drake got involved, and
Drake inherited the beef just through affiliation, but Pusha T ended it. Like Drake, there's no, and Drake is like, oh well, trying to make all these excuses. No, bro, you fucking lost. You lost, which was great because I don't know if you remember or if you even knew about the Meek Mill and Drake beef.
Yeah. Because and then it's funny because he'll sit there. He's like, "Oh, he didn't have to go that far, motherfucker. You went after me."
He was so confident when he went at Meek, and I don't. I mean, I get it. He's on top of the world, but dude, you can't be that confident. And then Pusha T comes around and fucks you up, and then what? Dude? You're not. I mean, where's your confidence now? I'm so glad that someone squashed him like that because he is such a fucking like. He needed to be done for him.
Mm-hmm.
He has too much in his head. And then there's so many songs. If you listen to Drake, which I've listened to Drake, I listened to Drake his whole career. I wouldn't say he's like my greatest, greatest rapper ever, but I listen to anything that comes out, I listen to it. And I make an objective, point of view about it. But his whole career would talk about, there's a song where he says, how would it look if I'm 30 years old with a kid? Like, if I had a kid, I'd have to stop everything I'm doing, and I would want to settle down and not be living this fast life.
Yeah,
bro, he contradicts himself all the fucking time, and people still think he's the greatest. He's the worst.
Whoever did the research on that beef, I hope they got a major.
And then
payday.
That song where he goes, "Sophie knows better. Ask your baby mother." Mm-hmm. You know that Sophie knows better is his baby's mom's Twitter handle.
Star. Yeah.
But that is so. Look up Instagram. Sophie knows best. That's her. That's her name, and she's an artist. Like all her art is on there. Mm-hmm. So it's like Sophie knows best. He knew exactly which buttons to push.
Yeah. The baby and the girlfriend. Like, I mean, and then just real quick with the Machine Gun Kelly one.
That was a good one too. That was a good one. I really liked that one because Machine Gun Kelly did well, considering. I mean, he did well, but Eminem crushed him in so many ways. Like Eminem even called him out, like, you spent a day on a video. Come on, dog. Like you made a song and then you made a video. Like you spent all that time on all this time and energy on me, which is it shows. Like he had probably different takes of like, hey bro, you put too much energy in this
because the song was out like 3 months prior to the video.
Was it?
Yeah.
The Eminem one?
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the Machine Gun Kelly. He did a video with the song. Like that
that one. The song. The song was already
it all dropped the same day. It all dropped the same day.
Like if you look at it, the SoundCloud song, like it was like out 3 months before the video.
No, it couldn't have been because Eminem came out with Kamikaze, which he mentioned MGK on it on August 29th. No.
It was like after Labor Day or some shit.
August 29th was when, so, and Labor Day is like the beginning of September. So it gave him like 6 days for Machine Gun Kelly to respond. So it was like, and even then it was like a 6 day thing. So Eminem dropped his Kamikaze and then he had mentioned MGK on there. And then that's when MGK 6 days later came out with the album or the song and the video.
For Rap Devil?
Rap Devil. Yeah, it came out the 6 days later.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look that up again because the Kamikaze was or the MGK disc dropped after Rap Devil, and if you look at the time of Rap Devil came out, like on SoundCloud,
I'll text it to you. Kamikaze came out, and then Rap Devil came out. I had to because he referenced Kamikaze.
No, because I remember Killshot. That's the name of the song. Killshot was a response to Rap Devil.
So Kamikaze, Rap Devil, Killshot. Kamikaze was Eminem's album. He came out with an album, a surprise album, And then on that album, he dissed MGK about Leave My Daughter Alone, which is weird because he had done that 6 years prior.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is Eminem talking about this 6 years? And that's what even what MGK said. He goes, how are you going to bring up a beef from 6 years ago? Like, I mentioned your daughter 6 years ago. And that's what Rap Devil was about. And he even said, like you waited 6 years to drop Kamikaze. He says that. It's a line like that. Like, you waited 6 years to do that, to drop a surprise album. And then from there, that's when Eminem came out with a month later, I think, or maybe later that month, he came out with Killshot, which was pretty good.
I don't have to check the time on that.
Yeah, do it. Because I guarantee you, I remember that all in order. I remember because even when the night Kamikaze came out, there's a video, and that's what Eminem refers to in Killshot. There's a video when he mentions Machine Gun Kelly's name. Machine Gun Kelly's is on Twitter, a video of him listening to the Kamikaze album, listening to that part, and he's spraying champagne like in celebration. Like, he mentioned my name. And then he comes out with Rap Devil after that. And that's why in Killshot, he goes, you're popping champagne. He goes, well, I guess I had to give you a career to destroy it. And then that's when he starts to go off on it.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send you the videos so that you can go with it too, like the champagne videos and stuff. I'll put it in this video right now. Hey, it's been great talking to you. I appreciate all this. I hope we can do this again, maybe.
For sure.
Some time went by really quick. So yeah, I'll get with you and we'll figure out times because it changes for me, but it'd be great to catch up with you again.
Yeah.
Think of some more incriminating things about
stories. Me. Yeah.
Bro, take care of yourself.
All right. Love you. Never change.
You either. Take care.
Later.
Bye.